Keep moving away from me, but I feel you closer. I feel you closer. I feel you closer. Whatever is left of me will keep you closer to you. Keep you closer to you. I feel you closer. I feel you. I feel you.
Alright, so today, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in a white Evo 10. It is currently an Evo 10 making 820 wheel horsepower, but with the motor in this setup, it can easily be tuned for 1,000 horsepower, or even maybe over a little bit more. Right now, the tune we're on is E85, but it can also run on pump gas. And even on pump gas, it still makes 700. So, cry me a river. Evo 10s, it's very interesting that they're finally kind of being cracked into. And they've been out since 2008. But that's why the legacy of the Evo 8 and the Evo 9, you could build those pretty easily because the 4G63 had already been proven. With the 4B11, people had to tinker a lot more. But now the time has pretty much come to where there's 900 plus Evo 10s more often, especially here in Virginia Beach. The car is built by a company called Boost Therapy, and they're definitely get the hang out of the 10s. They also hold the world record for the Evo 10, which is 1,020 wheel horsepower. So an Evo 10 spinning all the way down the road, essentially. And so far, I'm just cruising in it. And you would never know that this car has this much power. Yeah, it's loud, give me a break. The exhaust is pretty loud. It's a little bit drony, but actually just driving down the road and cruising, it's not going in and out of boost like crazy, but you just barely get into it, and you know it's gonna be a fun time. The easiest way to describe this motor build, it's a Boost Therapy 2-liter, and basically it's everything done. Everything's done for the most part, and with a giant ass turbo strapped on. Typically this car would have full interior, but his radio broke, so that's out. But other than that, it's full interior. Nothing's changed. It's not like it's gutted or anything like that. Coming to a stock, the clutch, you have to rev it out really high, or you do that. It's a quarter-master twin clutch. Whew. And it engages at the very, very top, and you can't be nice to it. You have to really kind of feel it out and rev it out. Miles per gallon. I bounced off the rev limiter real bad that first gear. It was second gear, but that first pull, but I'll do it again, I'm learning. I think what makes it so easy to bounce off the rev limiter and stuff like that is that you're so focused on the road up ahead, you don't really have that much time to look down. You kind of have to guess, you listen to it, and you're like, I think over time as I get used to it, after that first pull, it'll be easier. The shifter though is really, really nice. It's not difficult to go in and out of gears, and it's pretty satisfying too. I think it's a nice balance of power, you know. I think any more than this, it would still be ridiculously fun, but at the same time, that's when the Evo starts spinning all four tires, and when you drive an Evo that has that much power, you feel like you're ice skating. You have like the torque front wheel drive and the rear wheel drive spinning combined, so you're kind of going like this and yawing back and forth. About the car is the wing looks like the stock wing, but it's carbon fiber, so that gives it kind of a flare. A lot of people like the Evo 10's wingless, but I think it's just a matter of taste. The only thing about having a wing on the 10 is that your visibility is gone. Almost gets you ready for each gear, and I did a little bit of brake boosting on that, and I didn't even rev out the car all the way. I should have revved out, but either way, you're still moving. The turbo is pushing about 38 pounds of boost, and you definitely feel it. It's such an interesting sensation when you get to these higher number of boosts. Like, yeah, 20 is always cool, but once you break 30 and even get to close to 40, that's when you're really in business with these 2-liter motors. It's just bonkers. It waits for a second and then you just rock it, especially if you brake boost. Brake boosting seems to help a lot. Even after doing all these pulls so far, the car is easy to drive. I mean, you just have to respect the power. You just have to realize when you need to let out of the gas and when to brake and all that. No common sense knowledge. But I feel as though when it comes to the sensation and the car pulling and hooking, a lot of people could drive this car and I think they'd be all right. With the Evo 10s, it's definitely since it is a heavier platform, it does feel more solid. You know, the Evo 8s and 9s are more of race car, if that makes sense. But with that, with the lighter body, you definitely get a little more swirly and you're definitely like focusing a lot. This feels just so smooth. You get on it and you're just so comfortable. What's kind of funny is when you build a high horsepower car and you know, you have this intention that, you know, you're gonna be king of the streets or whatever. But now I'm not saying that there are faster or slower cars than this, you know, there's always something faster, whatever. But point of the story is, once you have this much horsepower and you look at any car on the road and your mindset is, why would I even waste my time? Why would I even waste the gas or the risk? You know, you have so much horsepower that it's almost a race deterrent. You should always build a car for yourself. And I think that's what Reese really did. Hello, dog. I used to drag race back here in high school. What's funny is when you're coming from a complete stop and you're cruising around town, you have this kind of equal medium mindset, because as soon as you break 4 grand, you start really moving and you don't want to overkill everywhere you go, even though you have to rev out pretty high to get the car going. So you have to find that nice little space. If you guys ever find yourself in Virginia Beach, you'll notice that most of the Evo 10s around here are white. But can I blame them? White Evo 10s are just so clean looking. They're so pretty. But at the same time, they have this like angelic look to them, but they're so mean at the same time. It's a weird trade-off. Alright guys, I want to thank every single one of you for checking out this quick little review video. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I did. That was a lot of fun, and anything over 800 horsepower you can't really say no to, so yeah, it was a good time. I want to thank Reese so much for letting me drive his awesome car, and I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a good one.